Good afternoon, how's things? It's sunny here again in Scunthorpe. It's absolutely blue skies on one side, blue skies and a bit of cloud on the other. The sun's coming in and it just feels lovely today. So we're really happy to be here, of course, doing our tile as usual. Number 285. So after this one with 15, countdown begins to tile 300, doesn't it? So really looking forward to that. I'm going to have to put something special in for that. Or at least it's another excuse for cake, isn't it? So what do we need today? Honestly, I've got, what have I got? Regular pen, pencil, tortillon. I've got my brush pen, my black one, because I want a slightly thicker end. You can use any colour you like though. And I've got some pastel pencils with me. But again, you can do this with just a regular pencil if you want to. Or you could even bring coloured pencils in, whatever you want to do. So, are we ready then? Shall we make a start? Tile-wise, what do I have? I've got sort of, it's a cream-coloured tile. So, yeah, I've gone with that one. I did think about going with perhaps a grey, but I'm going to stick with this one. You know, sometimes you can't really make your mind up, can you? So, you have to close your eyes and just pick one. I think that's the best way of doing it. So, I want to put myself a border in first, but I don't want to do it in pen, because it's not going to stay. So in with the pencil. Here we go. Let's just tilt that a little bit. There we are. And okay, so I'm going to come in with just another tile. See, I was going to use this colour tile and I didn't have to use that one. Doesn't matter. Let's say a wide border. I'm not going to have it too narrow. And again, you notice I'm using pencil because it's not going to stay. All right, lovely to see all these names popping up. Hello everybody, it's lovely to have you. So, yes, nice. It's always nice to be doing tiles together, isn't it? There we go. So it gives me my first sort of protocol. I've got a bit of a board there. Okay, is that? Yeah, I think is it. Just going to check, is it sort of squarish? Yeah, it is. There we are. Okay, not too bad at all. So I want to split this off into a grid. Now, I know those of you thinking organic, oh no, it's a grid. Don't panic, it's just a guide. And those of you that love grids thinking, yay, it's about time Sandra's done a grid. So here we go, I'm going to split it into 3 that way. And I'm also going to split it into 3 this way. So, you know, give yourself a bit of a guide. You don't have to measure it. And then I'm going to use that same edge. And line up. You see, I'm lining it up with the bottom of the tile as well. So hopefully it's going to have some sort of squareness to it. There we are. The next one. Oh, so you don't know what's coming. But no, I like this one. It's a really nice one. And I hope you do too. Okay, so I've got that. I know, Ree, sorry. I like the organic too, and I do try and put grids into things. Oh, okay, so you might want to, again, do this in pencil. You can come back and finish it after. I'm going to put myself a bit of a diamondy shape. There we go. In sort of the middle. Okay, a lot of noughts and crosses. Of course. I'm going to do that in all of them. There we go. See, now just keep them similar-ish, but again you can change these about as and when. So I'm not too worried if they're not the same. We don't need to measure or anything like that. We just need them in there. Okay. Oh, Nicola, that's lovely of you. Thank you. I enjoyed doing the fan yesterday. I know we hadn't got finished samples as such, but sometimes it's nice, I think, just to see how to do it. And then you can do your own thing with it, can't you? So that's fine. Okay, so we've got that kind of thing. So I'm going to come in with pen now. I've got my regular pen. Some nice fine liner. Here we go. And it doesn't matter where we start, but I'm going to start on this one here. And turn it around a bit. See, I'm going to come off this first line. And I'm going to come in and put a curve or a line going to the bottom there. And then turning it round, another one here, along there. Turning it round again, along here. You see why now I've done that in pencil? Because it curves ever so slightly and it doesn't matter so much when you do it that way, because we can do it there. We've done this design before, but I'm going to change it up a little bit today. So are we ready then? Okay, I'm going to go a bit bigger. Now what I'm going to imagine about halfway along this line here, and I'm going to put in a curve that goes back to the point. Okay, so far so good. So then I'm going to turn it again, and then this line I'm going to imagine halfway, and again down to the point. Turning it round, halfway again, so imagine halfway, and to the point. And again, I'm going to imagine halfway, and to the point. All right. So at this moment, I'm going to come in with these little shapes here. I'm going to add in a little line there, sort of an inline, and bring it along and along. So I've got that little shape in there. So if I do the same again, I can see it's going to sort of imagine there, little line, and it's going to go back up to the point there. And then same again, look, little line. So whether you do it from the point out or up to the point. So again, if we put that line in and then come on over to those shapes, so I've got that kind of thing. All right. So just to finish it off, let's have a look at this. You see these lines look like they're going underneath this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow that line underneath and join it to the point. And then this line, I'm going to follow it underneath and to the point. Try and keep it in that square and that grid if you can. And then along again. So this one's going to go underneath and to the point. And this one underneath and bring it back to the point. And again, underneath and to the point. And then here, look, underneath to the point. And again, underneath to the point. And underneath and to the point. Okay, so let's have a look at that. There you are, that's our first one. So let's take the next one. You can go across or down. And I've got a diamond again. So here we go. Along, down. Oh, Vicky, happy birthday for Thursday then. Have a lovely meal. And we'll see you another day. I'm actually doing a live on Thursday at 2 o'clock over on the Crafted Together with All Brands Facebook page. You see again, look, I'm doing halfway, putting my line in. Oh, halfway again, line in. Now, I find it easier to sort of do these in single entities because we don't want to get confused with where these lines are going or not going, so absolutely. Oh, it's nice to hear all parcels are going out and getting there. And of course, any problems you have with the parcel, just let us know. We do miss things time to time. Of course, it's been Tommy and myself packing this last few days, so there you are. You see I'm putting these little lines in again, just line it up with this one here and then up to the point. There we go. So then taking this line again, I'm going to go underneath, look, to the point. This one is going to go underneath, turning it round, underneath to the point, you see, underneath, and again, underneath, and again. One more. Christine, we've got the last few, let's say the last 150 or so here today, so we're waiting for them to be collected. Other than that, everything then is gone. So that should be collected by the end of the day. So everything will be out then. Same with the shop orders. I know normally we get them out very quickly. I say we've got all of those in the post room ready to go, so they'll be gone today as well. Okay, so we've got those little shapes there. And of course, any American orders, John's just took them to the post office, so they'll be on their way to you as well. All right, next one. You see, I'm choosing the middle, or sort of spotting the middle out there. And then next one here, it's got that line. And then we put that little space in there, remember that little shape? I mean, you could actually put any shape there. You could leave it blank, or you could add some dots in there maybe. You could have little faux stitching. So quite a few different ideas you could do there. So I quite like this one. It keeps it sort of in with the shapes we're drawing. This one then, I'm going to go underneath to the point, and then this one follows round. Oh, Pat, that's good, because it did worry me about it. You know, when we send them so far away, we do worry about it. So I'm glad you got them. It's almost like our little babies are going on a huge journey, you know. Imagine the distance they've had to travel, and how many hands they've had to go through. So look at that little row of those. All right. So let's do something similar again. This time I'm gonna aim for doing 3 at once. So if I do one here, look, and then one there, and then one there, and then turn it round, and one there, and one there. Now if you want to, you can continue doing single items, but let's just give this a go and see what happens. Alright, so again, this way, and this one, and this one. That gives us our first step. Okay, so let's have a look then. The next one, I'll focus on each square individually here, so I'm going to go with this bit there. So then look at the next square, again here, look. Then the next square, there it is. And then turn it round. So the same position, look, looking at that line, halfway to the point. Just looking at this square now, halfway to the point. Then looking at this square to the point. Turning it round, so looking at just this one, halfway to the point. And this one, halfway to the point. And the same with this one. And then turning it round. Again, halfway to the point. And again. So you've just got to focus at one box at a time. It gives you those unusual shapes there. So let's look at this one now. Again, we want to put those little lines in. So you might want to do square at a time. You might want to go all the way down to all of them. There we go. See, I can do this one. And then this one here. So anything that feels comfortable to me, I can do in one sort of failed swoop. And then I can turn it round again. And I can do all of this side. There's one, look. There's another. And the same with the next one. It's just remembering those little steps and treating each one as an individual shape in its own right. Okay, so there we go. That looks nice on its own as well, doesn't it? So let's look at this now. You see here again, we've got this one going underneath. So under we go. And then the same with this one. So again, ignore this box. Same with this one. Then ignore that box. Same with this one. There we go. And then turn it round. So you see here, same again. Underneath. and underneath. And same with this one, going to the point each time. And this one going to the point. And then the next one, underneath and underneath and underneath. And you can see there's one more, you've got that space, look. So let's do it once more, look. Underneath and again and again. So that's 2 rows. All right, not looking too bad at all, that is it. It's different. We're getting a slightly different shape. Look in here, you're getting a little shape, and then sort of along here, you're getting different cross sections going together. Let's do the same with this one. Now imagine if, you know, when I did this one going this way, if you'd done that one going that way first, it'll create a slightly different design each time you do it, depending on if you do the same line. Oh, Sue, it would be lovely as a macro. You could do a macro with one of these in the middle. So you could do a macro frame, then this in the middle, and then you could have a tiny one in the middle just with one. You can mat and layer them a little bit. That'd look cool. And different colours. Maybe red, white and black or something. Same again, look. So if you're comfortable working in threes like this, it's fine. It gives you a sort of a routine. But if not, work with just one square like we did in the beginning. It's absolutely not a problem. But keep yourself going with, see here, look, it looks a bit, oh, where am I going? Focus on that one square, look. There it is. Then that one. There it is. And there it is. So here you can see this one because it's at the top there, so that's okay. Easier to spot. And then this one. Again, because it's sort of joining through, remember? There's your box, goes to there. There's your next box, to that one, and then to that one. Okay, so we've got all the shapes there now. So now it's working on each individual look going under there. Oh, it helps if I put that one in first. Here we are. You could do that afterwards, it doesn't matter. It's just which way to remember it. So that's a bit of a challenge now, I think. Let's see how that goes. You could do this on one large piece and you could tangle within it, couldn't you? All sorts of things. So, you know, don't just see a grid exactly as this and that's the only way. You can mix it about a bit. So you could actually cut your tile into, or mark your tile into 4 and then do like mirror images of it, couldn't you? See what happens there. You'll get a slightly different kaleidoscope pattern there. Oh, go for it, Sue. That'd be lovely. I'd love to see that. There we are. See, so now I'm doing the underneath sections. Oh, thank you, John. It's very kind. He's made me a cup of tea.
You haven't got a Leslie.
No, I haven't got a Leslie. Not this week. She's busy moving house, sorting things out, all sorts of crazy things. I know. So I've got to finish my my other stencils first. So it's yeah, busy times, but it's all good fun. And of course, underneath. There we go. Each time, underneath. Okay, let's have a look at this. I'm not giving him too much praise, Sue. All right, so that's our design. So what are we going to do with it now? Well, there's a couple of things, of course. I think first of all, I'm just going to remove the pencil lines. I know we're going to use a little bit of pencil on there, but in case they're a little bit dark, you want to remove them at this point. Okay, and then we've got to consider that at the moment it's all sort of one level. There's no real texture there, is there? And yes, we're going to put, I know, Sue. Perhaps he was having that for tea, actually. How did you know? So yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in with my my black brush marker because I want that thicker brush, and I'm going to mark in or colour in all of those squares. Again, you could use a different colour. You could choose different areas to colour in. That's going to give you a different effect too. So lots of variation. You see how different that looks already with just that in there. And fill in that bit there. So just sort of changes it up a little bit. There we are, see, just sort of filling those in. And that one there. Okay, so at this point I could choose a different colour, but I'm going to stick with the same because I'm going to bring a bit of colour in with my pastel pencils. So here we go. Yes, Alison, there will be a diary this year. It's formulating as we speak. I know it's a little bit later than I did last year's, but definitely going to be doing one. Okay, so I'm coming in now. Again, I could use the brush pen. Oh yeah, absolutely, little gems in the middle, that'd be fantastic. What about doing them different colours as well? You don't have to do them all the same. Oh, I see, that's fine, because it's quite fine. You can get the brush pen in there, quite nice. Okay, and again, you could have chosen to colour in a different thing. Or actually, with these shapes, you could even see where it's gone underneath. You could have even marked so it looks like they're going underneath. So lots of options with this one. I like a tile like that. You can do a couple of practices, or even do a tiny tile of different variations. You know, like quilters do different blocks, do a smaller version of it, or just a single block. You could do that with your tiles. Yeah. So I know this takes a little while, but you can sort of see it changing, can't you, before your very eyes, having this different effect going through there. Joe, of course, I think we enjoyed our Advent tile so much last year. Not that it'll be a Christmas image, because it's nice then that you can do it any time of the year. But yes, I think that's absolutely, I really thoroughly enjoyed doing it last year. So I will be doing that again. If anybody doesn't know what that is, we did a tiny tile from the 1st of December to the 24th of December every single day. So the tinies are only about 5-10 minutes. And when we put them all together, it made a larger picture. So we don't sort of do one and then the following day's next to it. It was like an advent calendar. So that one went in a different space, and eventually they had to join. If you want to have a look at that, actually, the tiles for that are on YouTube. And if you look back at hashtag advent calendar or something, I can't remember what it was now, Chris. Maybe you can enlighten us. They're just fabulous. The different, the same but different as they always are come out. It was just lovely. There we are. Okay, let's have a look at that. Look at that. How different that's made it. So I'm just going to put the lid on there now. Oh, Nicola, I know. I'll get there. Just catching up with everything. Okay, so what I want to do, I'd like to bring in a little bit of colour. You can do this with a regular pencil, but what I want to do is just bring that hint of colour in. So I'm going to go in with, let's have a look. It's like a magenta-y colour, and let's go with, decisions. I'm going to go with the purple, I think. There we go, so I've got two colours there. So first thing is I'm going to choose what I sort of want to do with this. Again, I'm going to come in with that magenta-y colour, and I'm going to sort of look at, let's go a bit bigger, there you go, where it sort of crosses over the top there. So let's take this one this way and under there. Okay, and I'm going to do the same on all of them. I think this one, if you do it all at the same time, you're going to find that it's easier to follow. There we go. Of course, this is just one way of doing it. You can shade it however you like. Same on this one. And again. And again. There you go. So I've got a couple of clean tortillons today. So if I shade it up as we're going. Alright. Ever so gentle. I don't want it to move massively, but I do need it to blend a little bit, see? There you go. Might as well stay on this sort of pathway as I'm going. They're all going to get done. Same on this one. And as I say, you could do this just with a regular pencil. You don't have to do it in colour at all. I do have a finished one in just pencil that you can have a look at in a short while. See, just giving it a little bit of a hint. Same here. See, I don't want to actually lean over my tile while I've got this going. So just taking my time, making sure my hands out of the way. We don't want sort of a magenta-y ready colour smudged all over it. Okay, let's have a look at that. Alright, so we've got that going on. So I'm going to use the same colour, but this time I'm going to go on this side of this one. See? So if I do that with all of them again, so you've got a bit. There we go. So this one, you see, because it's coming out and over, I'm actually going to follow that shape round. Yeah, that's why we didn't really put a border in. I knew it was going to do that. Okay. So over and around those shapes there. And along. And again, if you want to wait and use your tortillon at the end, you can. I just because I'm using different colours, I'm going to work it as I'm going, I think. It's nice to have the option. Just blend that off a little bit there. And then around. It's giving it a completely different feel to the monochrome one that I did. Same here. Let's do that one first. Go along in order. Oh no, so I feel like I want to actually stay with this, but I'm not doing until I've done all of this colour. It's tempting, all those little bits of dust. Oh, let's do that one. There we are. It's looking good. It's amazing, isn't it, when you think we started with 9 little squares. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to blow. Okay. So in with the purple now. Let's have a look. I'm going to sort of turn it round a bit. And you can see I've got a similar thing going on here, look. Yeah. So I'm going to add some over the top of there. And then along this side there. So same as I did with the last colour. But this time I'm going to do both at once. So that one and that one. So if you're going to use 2 different colours, it might be worth thinking about the ones you're going to use. So you don't want it going too muddy. So my sort of reddy pink and purple are quite similar. So say you might not want to use like a red and a, I don't know, a red and a green or something. It'd go a little bit muddy. So there we go. Same with this one. And it is looking completely different to the one I did with just the pencil. Okay. So I'm going to come in with that other clean tortillon because I don't want my colours to muddy more than they're going across with each other. They should be fine. Okay. I'll just work my way around. Okay, See, I'm not moving it too far. Just little bits. There we go. Oh, that one's going to blend off and go round there. Same with that one. Sometimes, you know, we're using colour, it's a little bit scary, isn't it? Because you don't know what's going to happen. I think we're a little bit used to using just a regular pencil now, and we can kind of think, yeah, I know what I'm going to do with that, I know what's going to happen with it. But you start adding a bit of colour in, it changes things. There you go. It's completely different. There we go. So looking at it at this point, there are still a couple of things that are going over and under. And I don't really want to introduce any more colour. So let's just blow that and have a look at what we've got, you see. So for us to turn it again, for example, you see we could do that again. But I don't want to overdo it. So I'm going to come in with my regular pencil. Let's go in a little bit more. You see where this one is going over the top of this one? I'm just going to add a little bit there. The same's happening there. And the same's happening there. So have a look for those shapes. It's almost like a zigzag in the middle, isn't it? Just work your way along them. So if I look at the next one, I'm going to get similar. And you notice I'm not pressing on too much. Just enough to put a little bit of graphite down there. And there. And then same with this one. And then this one. And there. Alright, so I'm going to bring my regular tortillon in now. See my graphite on. Just sort of soften it a little bit. There you go. And follow the lines. I don't want to touch the colours with it too much. I don't want to mix anything in. So, you see, just taking my time. And let's have a look at the next one. There it is. To this one. There we go. Just adding that little hint colour in. There we go. You see? Just working it round. There we go. Now I know that some of you have emailed me recently over the last couple of days. I do apologise. I've not had the chance to get through to everything. There we go. Alright. Oh, you see I've got one here that I've missed. So let's do all of those. There we are. Okay. Alright. Almost done. Just give me 1 second. There we go. Alright, so just gonna touch those in. And there we are. See, just sort of touching it a little bit. It's just giving it that little hint. There we go. I think what I am going to do, I'm going to come around the outer edge there, where there isn't any colour. And the same on this one. Now, I'm not going to be too shy with that. Let's get a bit on, little bits in places. And then, I don't mind merging that one together. Around the outside there. There it is. Okay, so we can sort of soften that off a little bit. And you see, we've got more of a sort of scalloped edge shape there now, rather than having our traditional slightly square border. There we are. So swirling it round. There you go. And there. Round we go, just to soften those edges. So So this one here, I'm going to bring a little bit more of that magenta colour back. I'm just going to give it that little sense that we've got border. Just making sure I've got the right tortilla. There we go. Just want to have a full shadowed border there. There we go. So on this side, you see I've got purple and a bit of magenta. So I'm making a decision. I'm going to go in with purple there. Again, choosing the right colour tortilla. I suppose if I'd got one for every colour and I wrote it on, so I remembered, that might help. And if all that fails and you're nowhere near as organised, then that's fine. You can use a filing nail file and clean it off. There you go. Okay, blow. Yeah, I've just shut him in the corner. I've just shut the door on him. You don't want to hear his phone calls. All right, so signature on this one then. I like that. How different is that? I mean, actually, I could just... see, I'm faffing now, Nadia. Just going to go in. You see where we've done those pencil shades? I can go in a little bit thicker there. I'm not going to go in over any of that pastel, but I can do that. And I can do it this way as well, look. And sometimes you look at it and you think, oh yeah, that's right. Just needs that little bit. There we go. All right. Love that. So here we go, signature. So it's going to vary depending on what colour you use, what colour tile, and how it works. So there's this one. Now I'm going to bring in the regular tile that I use. Now this is completely monochrome, and it's on a white tile. The difference it makes there completely. So looking at it, I'm doing the same way with all of them still, but I've got a slightly different design. I've got this coming in, but you don't really see it, whereas you do on here. So depends what you want to do with it. You can see you're going to get variations and slightly different sort of images there. So whichever you go for, whether it's colour or anything like that, then have a go, and I'll love to see how yours turns out. So okay, this is 285, and we'll be back for 286 on Friday. But of course, if you're around on Thursday and you fancy watching, I'll be over on the Crafting Together with All Brands Facebook page to do a tile on there. So okay, have fun with this one, and I will see you then. Take care. Bye.